Hey all here, OS Reviews. You're watching our hands-on review of a iDiskk power bank hard drive that's designed for Apple devices. It claims to be the first 1 TB hard drive made for iPhone and Macbooks in the world, so you can transfer photos, videos, and data more easily between your phone when the storage space is running low onto a computer. It also works as a power bank that can quickly charge up your device when the battery is running low, and it sells for $120. iDiskk does also make traditional thumb drives, so they do have some specialty in memory type devices. They have thumb drives for iPhones and Android devices that are a little bit cheaper. This is again their first hard drive based product. So we have some basic specs on the side. Now it is compatible only with iPhones and Macs. It will not work with an Android device, unfortunately. Inside we have the quick user manual, again cannot work with Android devices, and we have just the power bank hard drive itself. In addition, we have a Type C USB cable that's used for the MacBook and for charging up the power bank, and we have the also included lightning cable that you can plug into your iPhone or iPad. It's nice that they give you this extra cable, and it's actually a pretty durable one. I'm not sure if it might be proprietary because everything here seems to be coated in titanium or magnesium alloy. It feels extremely sturdy, very shiny as well with the iDiskk logo on the top. So a very premium feeling cable that is made completely out of metal. Taking a look at the design of the power bank itself, now it's not too far-fetched as far as the form factor is concerned. So for size comparison, here is one. You can see 10,000 milliamp hours, and you can see that dimensions on the top are about the same. Thickness of the iDiskk is a little bit more, but considering that it also has a spinning hard drive inside, it's really quite impressive they were able to squeeze it into a form factor that's about the same as regular power bank. Anyways, there's a key that you can tap on once here to quickly see how much percentage of the battery is left. 4 LEDs, so 25% for each LED. We have 75% charge out of the box here, and on the top we have the port Type C that you can use to transfer data for your MacBook. There's the USB port, which can be used to both power as well as transfer data for your iPhone or iPad, and a micro USB that you can use to charge up the power bank, although I believe you can also use Type C for charging. And that's pretty much it. So a very simple design. Now it's made entirely out of a polycarbonate plastic. I do wish there would have been a little bit of rubber accents going on, because as a mechanical hard drive, it's not as rugged as a solid state drive, which is why I think adding some rubber accents would make it feel more durable. However, it is what it is, and it does look pretty sleek and Apple-like in terms of the aesthetic. So the required app is called iDiskk Pro, and it also works with their thumb drives, but essentially it's a file manager that allows you to then read back the content on the hard drive as well as your phone storage for transferring content back and forth. So on the bottom of the app, we're able to take a look at content on the hard drive, which is the iDiskk tab. Right now it's not connected. Whether we want our contacts to be automatically synced to the hard drive whenever it's connected, as well as controlling the camera, because yes, you can tap on this to directly take images using the app to then transfer to the hard drive directly. And then under iPhone is where you're able to see all of your media content, including folders for videos, photos, time-lapse, etc. Demoing how to transfer a file, now first you have to turn the hard drive on, and when you plug it in, it doesn't turn on automatically. You have to long hold on the power key for a few seconds, and then you'll hear the hard drive start to spin and kick to life. So here's the demo. And the phone has also buzzed. It means that right now it's started to charge because, again, even the battery component requires you to press on the power key for a few seconds to activate. What that means is if you turn the hard drive off, the power bank function also doesn't work. So it seems like both will be turned on by long holding on this key for a few seconds. Something interesting. And now that we have the disk connected, we can see that on the iPhone tab, there is now the backup key option in the top right-hand corner, and then select yes, I want to back up all of my photos onto the iDiskk. So tapping on yes, you can see the backup will begin and it will push that content over. Right now I have about, I believe, 3 or 4 gigs of content of photos alone on this iPhone, so not too much. It would probably finish itself in around a minute or two. What's interesting, of course, is if you're syncing up the photos onto the hard drive, you can also then read the hard drive on any computer, so you kind of are able to bypass iTunes. And now returning to the iDiskk tab, you can see a folder called Backup, which we just created just for our photos. Now, if I wanted to, I can also see them in a grid form factor, so very similar to Gallery on the iPhone. I can also sort these differently. So if I want to sort it by different names, sizes, or dates, you can also do that. So it has a different way of categorizing all the photos that you have. And then if I want to take a look at an image, I can simply tap on it. The important thing here, again, it's a mechanical hard drive, not a solid state drive. So the read-write speed is still technically slower. So you have to wait for a split second sometimes for the photos to load if you're reading them back from a hard drive with a lot of content stored onto it. So if I'm going into the next image, for example, if you go really quickly, you'll see a black screen appear on the device, as you can see there, as it's trying to really quickly then read back the file from the hard drive. And you also hear the hard drive start to kick in the background in terms of the fan. So you'll hear a little bit of that noise as it's trying to catch up with your interactions. Now, if I'm viewing back an image, I can also do things like share. Basically, this is a way to move the file manually. So I can tap on iDiskk, and you can see that we can create a new folder, for example. So if I wanted to, I can name this as maybe just an emoji. That folder will now show up underneath backup, and this might be a custom one that I can tap on for me to move the image into or paste it into as a replica. During this entire time, you can see that the power bank is charging up our iPhone. So it's not really a Qualcomm quick charge enabled power bank, but it does support 5-volt 2.1 amps for the output here by USB. So it can pretty quickly charge up an Apple iPhone or a iPad in around 2 hours or so. But I do want to point out one thing. That is, because this is a mechanical spinning hard drive, the fan and the spinning does also take up power. So when you're syncing up information, when the hard drive is thinking, it also drains power at the same time as it's charging up your iPhone. So the 10,000 milliamp hours will drain a little bit faster. After some experimentation, I found that the part that connects to your computer, so the Type C to full-size USB, can indeed work on any platform. So I tried it with a Linux computer, I tried it with a Chromebook, with a Macbook, and also a Windows PC, and all of them read this just fine, as any other standard hard drive can be read. So there's really no limitations there. It's only the USB port here can plug only to your iPhone or iPad. So here's a demo using a Chromebook. I'm going to turn the hard drive on first. And immediately we see the iDiskk pop up as a readable storage device on the side here. I can tap on all the folders and open them up, as you can see here. It takes a split second, but afterwards it's pretty easy and responsive, just like on the iPhone. It's reading them off directly from the spinning hard drive. I can pinch in and pinch out. Everything that you can normally do on your regular computer would be accessible here. Of course, that means I can also copy and paste content stored onto my computer over to the hard drive. Quick jump cut back to the iPhone to verify, and indeed our folder that we just created from Chrome, including all the contents and files that I dragged over from the Chromebook, can be accessed on the iPhone now. So for example, if I want to take a look at a PDF document here, after a split second, it will fully load up here. And even PowerPoint presentations, you can see that I can fully see them here on the phone without any problems. So to do that, I would tap on copy and then tap on app, which is basically the memory stored on your iPhone, as you can see there. So I can tap on now paste, and that will be transferred over from the hard drive, making a copy onto the phone. And now over on a MacBook, once you plug it in, it's automatically recognized, and you can see the iDiskk file show up on the top here that we can click on to see all the contents inside, and we can even enable the time machine functionality. And here we are on a Windows computer, and you can see the iDiskk drive is once again being recognized without any problems. So that's more or less it for our hands-on review of the iDiskk 1TB hard drive / power bank. I think it actually works really well. It's a nice way to easily manage and transfer files between your iPhone / iPad and your computer, whether that's a PC or a MacBook. It all seems to work all right from my testing. The power bank charging itself is also quite functional, and the form factor is the most impressive part. It really is as small as many dedicated power banks or dedicated hard drives, but you're combining two features in one. So if you're looking for a way to easily transfer content by bypassing iTunes, or if you never want to run out of storage space again when you're out on the road and you don't have a computer available, this is definitely a very handy accessory to take with you to relieve some of the memory woes on your device itself. You can find out more details in the links down below, but for now, that's been our video. Thanks for watching here at OS Reviews. That's been the iDiskk 1TB hard drive for iPhone.